Yeah, you're talking about Pioneers trying to make their way up to the top. Third Impact with their first streamed game. You know they're going to want to come out here with an impact to show us what they're all about. Especially, they're going to be on the attacking end for the pistol. Though Weeded is going to be the one who impresses out of the gate. 2 pistol kills with that Ghost be starting this off strong. And sudden Third Impact already having to back up, regroup a little bit. Aldrone to give out the positioning. He's going to be backing up off of it too. Stay a little bit safe. Try and hold these angles down.
And all members are going to be alive, and if there's a round where that Reyna is able to shine the most, gotta be one of those pistol rounds. Just out of anyone else in this lobby and out of everyone else remaining for this set of Third Impact, you can expect a little bit of damage, even a little bit of information early on for Thief, who's holding this B side pretty strong.
Thief with the one side. Came out with the other. Frenzy in hand. And as any push comes out, Bull's going to be taken down. Thief is just going to be pushing into the Nebula. That's not going to be working out too well for Nerve. And it's just going to be more left. A-Site
30 seconds left.
Not even free. There's still one hiding over in the corner. But Spike, nowhere to be seen anyways. And Critical, just going to be putting an end right to that. It'll be a flawless for Pioneer's pistol round.
Absolutely. I think on this matchup and just looking at the performance that Pioneers has had week after week, you can definitely expect this team to be the favorite. It is, of course, very early on and a lot of things can change, but we're here for Third Impact. What we want to see from them is just fixing those mistakes early on. And of course, it can be in this next one. There's not a lot to work with. But very similar to what we saw in the last match where it was looking very, very close all the way to the end.
Definitely. But, you know, now that Pioneers have had the buy-up, as you said, don't expect too much from this one. But you never know, there'll be a little bit of an upset. Third Impact trying to see anywhere that can be made. But Critical pops around with the Spectre, then switch right to the Ghost,
Critical.
and that is an impact. Weeded steals the ace away, but yet again, a flawless round. That was an aggressive push up from Critical, but wow, was it impactful.
The Sova CDA have been doing so much. I mean, running out of bullets with that Spectre doesn't matter. The Ghost is going to be there to clean up the last few. And because for the setup Third Impact, everyone was playing so close, there was nowhere to run. So there it is, that communication. No one so far has been taken down by Pioneers from the side of Third Impact. It's just been no kills going their way.
Not yet, but this is the round where they have the buys to try and, you know, push back, get those kills, show why they're in the semis. But no kills from Pioneers. I don't think that the weaponry is actually too much of a difference. I think they're able to buy up themselves. And going over, getting that little bit of information out through A short, it's not good news for Third Impact, at least if A was the way they wanted to play. Spike over on that end, and nobody is pushing up from B or C to get a pick for Third Impact's end.
Those rivals can make a difference, but that depends on the confidence to push into the side. And we see already the hesitation coming in for Third Impact. They don't know exactly where the defense is going to be, and because of that, the rotations are coming in for the set of Pioneers. They're also going to have Thief all the way into the A site, denying anything to be done as soon as possible.
Ooh, the Nebula falls, and the members of each team, and it's going to be even 2v2 as fight falls in favor of Third Impact. Sci-Fi, though, Renhel, not too much health. But it will now just be JC Sandy in a 2v1 situation. Angles are being held and only a Spectre in hand. Have to clear these out. The Getting Light will give the information on where the last member is. And popping around the corner, JC Sandy's going down. And with that Third Impact, they will get their first point on the board.
Losing 3 members though, so the strength for the economy to keep those rivals not really there. Still kind of having to buy those light shields for both of their teams, and just looking at how close that last one was, which is still very nice to see how much the rivals can make a difference for a team like Third Impact, still trying to prove themselves very early on and being able to get those picks, even though they took some time to push towards A. When they did, just taking on those duelists did so much Now, changing things around towards C.
Already 2 on C though, just holding that angle, but the Nebula through Garage will at least allow a push through Garage, but we don't know on the other side is gonna put the stop right to that there. We did good for another one before being taken down with that Hunter's Fury, but as the dust settles, we got a 2v2 situation on our hand in sight in favor of Third Impact. But Critical with the shock dart. Was that one shock dart to end both members of Third Impact?
I mean, that is all you need. I'm telling you, the Sovas today have been an absolute highlight, and no one else but Critical, of course, can do that one too, to clean up the last 2 members on the side of Third Impact. And Pioneers continuing to get ahead, just 9-1 Critical, smurfing right now, and I want to see how he's able to continue doing this.
Wow, I know that one was a little faster with the replay, but I want to see that in the montage after the fact, because that's, wow, as you said, the Sovas have been on something else today, that is for sure. And with that, it's going to be Pioneers with a 3-1 lead going into this, and forcing Third Impact back on chairs, back on less guns, and a push through B is already not going to go well. Weeded and Thief are absolutely farming kills over in this section. It's only down to Morgdown. Marshall in hand, and push through the Nebula is going to catch out exactly where he is, and it's going to be the final knife from JC Stanny to put an end to that. The flawless round. The absolute audacity of that kill.
That one just has to hurt a little bit more for Third Impact. Running around, not being able to connect the kills with the Marshall, but at least they got over with the round quickly so they can move into those rivals and can move into having a little bit more to work with, including the Hunter's Fury that can get some information for this attacking team very early on, because it seems like so far this is what they are relying on the most. This is why they got taken down in A towards the beginning, because they were all playing together for that information and they couldn't really get it in time. So maybe the Hunter's Fury can be a beneficial advantage for Third Impact this time around, just to make things a little bit closer.
Definitely, but I don't need to come out quite yet. Surge pushing pretty aggressively. Not going to be peeking around, though. Instead, it's going to be Sci-Fi falling from Critical. Try to be sneaky, but finally the Owl Drone is going to be catching that out. Force seems to be backing up just a little bit. And the information now, there was only 1 on site before, but now Pioneers being able to put 3 onto this site. And Third Impact, they're walking right into a trap. It's through the Nebula. 2 kills from the corner, and they're falling. Pioneers in strong standing in this game.
Only Critical was taken down by the side of Pioneers, but not before taking down 2 for himself. Pioneers continuing to look pretty strong, and a little bit more of the dominance that we see early on in this match compared to the match that we had before, where everything was going back and forth all the way until the end to guarantee it. So nice to see it, and this one should be an ultimate round. A lot of utility that can be used, especially by Zerg, going with a Blade Storm and trying to take something for the team.
Get out of my way.
Yeah, there is the Blade Storm, but there's not really much else. They have all the ultimates, but with only Sheriffs, and now already down a member, it's going to be hard to justify using the rest of them unless Urge can make anything happen. At Pick going in his way is holding B-side on the one angle, but it's going to be Nerve that starts trying to be that difference maker, taking Thief down. But already Pioneers playing so well together will be traded out instantly. But Blade Storm to try and even things up. A little push up. There'll be only 1 left though. Zerge with that Blade Storm. Now with an op in hand is just going to be choosing to play this from just run away. Not even going to be choosing to play this at this point. Pioneers will get the round and the defuse, but Zerge does at least walk away with an op.
Not the victory that you won though for Third Impact. Not a victory at all so far. Only 1 round going their way, and that was the 3rd round where they just had the better economy to work with, and it's just not looking like their economy will be going their way for a little bit more. Pioneers have been looking so strong. I mean, only hands of Critical now has been taken down a couple other times, but not before at least taking one every single round.
Yeah, 5-round lead already going into this. Third impact, they have the guns this time, but another loss would put their econ in shambles yet again, and they can't keep ping-ponging like this. They gotta try and get some sort of stable hold, but Pioneers have just been a step ahead any point this time. Third impact, though, they're gonna look to try and catch somebody out. Play this a little slower, try and be going for that information game, but Pioneers not giving them anything so far. Oh,
They peak at the same time. That was perfect by Pioneers, and Steve being able to get away with that one, counting down from different parts of the map, taking the advantage into that first one, and a little bit more to go. The Seekers are going to be stopped right away, and Thief already being able to back up.
be well. Side of garage, AC Sandy going to be peeking off of that and taking Zerge out. We'll try to fight back. Try and get any advantage back for third impact going into this, but the Hunter's Fury not going to be able to connect, quite make the difference it needs to, and so much noise over on C. It's going to be a rotate out, but already Pioneers a little antsy, maybe rotating back out towards Sci-Fi, though. It's pushed all the way through sight. Doesn't know that Jimbo was holding there, holding that long angle with an off the whole time, popping the Blade Storm. It's only one left. They're back to try to do anything in this round.
Whoa,
with the
wait.
3 kills, though. Definitely way to try and get it. Does have time to plant as well. 2v1. Oh.
Yeah, but the timing is just not going to be there. The Classy going to connect right as Spike was trying to get planted. And Pioneers get away with that round. Third impact are struggling to get anything done here. And Sci-Fi was looking amazing with their 3K. Just looking at one side and looking at the other. But running out of time and knowing that the rotation was already coming in for the side of Pioneers, shut down any sort of possibilities to get a second round in the hands of third impact. Now, Pioneers just continue to get ahead at this point. I mean, the mental has to be a little bit affected. I want to say by third impact. Definitely potential here. Has to happen soon.
I mean, if their mental hasn't, their econ sure has. That's for sure. Each round being back and forth. Going into this one, though, they're going to be looking to try and push through the Nebula onto B, but already it's going to be the Nanoswarms taking their first victim, though, and I find the other side of the wall is going to be suffering a similar fate. And at this point, only 3 live, and no line of sight means that Op from Zerge can't quite do anything. Another push-up through A again. Mark that time around, but nobody's on A, and if the spike goes somewhere else, there'll be no reason to peek into him.
The Astra for the set of their impact, not really moving too much in the very early stages and trying to stay alive as much as possible. Zerg with a good pick for the start of their impact, but the numbers still not really there. Morg being able to catch it. We see Morg in very, very interesting positionings once in a while, but I think this is the first time that it's actually working out, and the spike is going to be planted.
And that was just enough. This momentum has shifted. It's a 3v3. Pioneers are going to go into this take, but third impact already had the chance to be setting up, and there is an op on the other end just waiting there. And let's cut down any line of sight, and time slowly ticking away. They've been coordinated with their pushes, though, and the recon dart falls, and so does the rest of the team. They push together as a team, and Pioneers able to be pushing successfully onto the site and take this defuse.
What Pioneers was able to do, the airball just spot that there was someone watching with the operator, put them in an uncomfortable position, make them move, make them watch the heaven position instead. And that was the opportunity for everyone in the side of Pioneers that was still alive to go in, to take a couple kills, especially in the hands of Thief that was able to get that 2K towards the end and continue to get ahead just when the timing seemed to be right. Look at this. It was very, very well execution, very well to deny any chances for a third impact. But they continue to get denied over and over again, and it's already an 8-1.
Yeah, this lead is monstrous. That's That's for sure. I don't even know of another way to be putting it. Pioneers running away so far into this, and any attempt of a dash onto site, they're able to be taking a pick, but Thief just on the other side already with that Empress, and things going just as disastrously over on A-Long. JMO with a nice little op pick, and already only 3. There is already used up, so they don't even have that to try and push out onto A with. And that's just going to allow Mo to be farming kills with this operator. Only 1 left alive. Vol can only take 1 down them. But Pioneers, 9 on the board and 1 round away from double digits before the swap.
Pioneers making this one look like their playground. They look so strong. I mean, it is perfect communication that we've seen over and over again. I mean, the first time that it really struck to me was when we saw it towards C. Both of them pushing on that long and guaranteeing that pick, and then we continue to see it in a post-plant scenario, and even to deny to make those rotations before the spike gets planted, like we saw before. It's been so many highlights of the synergy and communication that Pioneers is able to do to deny any potential for third impact. But another kill. Morgan has been getting some interesting ones.
That is definitely a way to be putting it. And third impact just going for interesting kills across the board at this point. Aggressive push up through garage onto C to take down anyone in their way. And already Pioneers only 2 left. Zerd gonna be pushing outside of the doors though, but gonna be pushing into death as critical is already there. The 4v2 situation, Pioneers have been playing extremely strong. They've been doing some incredible things, but at this point, are they going to be going and trying to go for this retake? Or are they just going to be causing even more damage at this point?
Critical is going to get spotted. They know that this player is going to be garage. They know where the Sova is going to be located, and that information that can be crucial. Spots Morg. Cannot get the kill. J-Maw, everything in the hands of this Jet. Only good for 1. We'll be trying to get a little bit more of those exit cracks. The time is running out, and not even the exit crack turns out to be a possibility.
No, but this is still such a big wow. Apology, words are hard. Big lead for Pioneers. 9 rounds under their belt. But third impact, they have the money for guns this time around and looking to possibly put this into a 9-3 curse. And if they can have just as dominant as a defending half, I mean, you never call it quite over before you see how things shake up after the swap, right?
Right, but the Blade Storm on the side of Pioneers is going to be available. On top of that, you're going to have the Cosmic Divide for just to deny a little space or to make that push a little bit more comfortable for this attacking team. Good way to start it off for Zerg. The Blade Storm, I was talking about this side of Pioneers, but Zerg already a good way to start it off. Does get denied immediately though. GC Santa just goes in. He gets it.
Not even just getting 1, but getting 2 off of that. And Pioneers, yet again, third impact, you can get 1 round once in a while, but Pioneers are going to fire right back. And there's only 2 members now for them to work with. 1 over on B in the spike, going other directions over onto C. There is still the Cosmic Divide from Pioneers for them to do a push, but they still have such a big numbers advantage anyways going into this retake.
Look at those Pioneers. They waited all carefully, and now they will all be pushing together. This is so nice from them, making sure that the traits are going to connect right when they need to. And we'll be able to make it a little bit more even. Nerve is able to be good for 1. The Blade Storm on the other side, we didn't see it early on for J-Maw. They came in right at the end, right when Pioneers needed to guarantee that 10-2 for the first half.
And there's the double digits before even going on the attacking end. And Pioneers, I mean, these are both semifinals teams, but Pioneers have been here before, and you can tell. Their impact, though, I mean, we'll have to see how things shake up. If they're in a defending-sided team here, but so far, it just seems like Pioneers have just been a step ahead of them, and Pioneers have been playing so well together as a team. I can't imagine that being any other way on the attacking end.
Absolutely. It's just all of the confidence that we can see for Pioneers, for everyone, really. I think everyone has been highlighted. Early on, we saw a little bit of critical absolutely popping off, and then J-Maw with the operator with that jet just making and cleaning things up right when the team needed to. So a little bit more of that is going to be needed for Pioneers, as Third Impact is looking to have 3 of their defenders on that east side.
3 over on A, but it's going to be Pioneers looking at putting the pressure towards B instead. Thief going with the Leer to try and make that opening space. Gonna catch one out, but is going to be making sure at least one side is safe for that plant to go down. Full 5 on each end. It's only now that a kill has been made, and it was on that rotate back out towards A. Point though, trying to get any room onto site. All these angles are being held though. Only 2 left from Third Impact to try make any sort of move, but absolutely no chance. JC Stanny, the last 2 kills, and Pioneers now, they took down the pistol, and they're 1 round away. The round that they're supposed to win majority of the time to put this into match point.
Pioneers just looking like a menace right now for Third Impact. Third Impact not even winning that pistol round. That was their best hope to start off the second half. And it is not the first time that we see this dominance for Pioneers, right? They made it to the semifinals last time. They couldn't get to the grand finals. They lost against Acru. But even in the group stages, Third Impact, the match that they faced today against Cloud9 Academy, they didn't win it. And that was the map that they lost early on. So it might be a little bit of that decision making behind Pioneers to take them to this map and see what they can do.
It definitely shows to be a good choice so far. 11-2. Pioneers, all the momentum, all the power going into this. Split up on A. Is going to be Sci-Fi with that first point of contact with the Trailblazer over in A short. But that just being enough. The team comes out and the team's going to be pushing off of that. Sci-Fi is good for the opening kill, but Pioneers, of course, better weaponry, going to be coming out on top and let them take control of this site. And it's only 2 yet again for Third Impact to try be pushing back with. And everybody's holding this angle down. Third will get one with the Stinger. Even this out. Airy spam through it. Is making this a little hallway of death, and it's not going to go well for Third Impact. As now Pioneers are on their match point and close to closing out this first map in a very strong performance.
A big difference there that we see between Pioneers and Third Impact in the match that we had before. Last match, it was looking extremely close between Acru, but now with Pioneers and Third Impact, it is not looking close, which is a little bit surprising for the semifinals. But just looking at the performance for Pioneers, it does make sense. Everything that they've done here has been going pretty much perfect for them every single time. Trying to take some damage or put some damage into the enemy team early on, as Third Impact is trying to do on that B side, but immediately having to back up.
Aldrone to catch up, but there's a little bit of a push up through mid from Pioneer. Sci-Fi in the back of sight, though, to be taken down. Information not going to be doing you any good. The other team is going to be outgunning you at that point. And with that pick, you're going to be backing up just a little bit. 2 members of Third Impact so push up through Garage, waiting and ready for Pioneers to be setting their sights elsewhere. But they don't have to quite be pushy or aggressive into this. They can choose to be playing this slowly towards another site.
Even then, not having numbers advantage for Third Impact on this potential last round can make things very difficult for the set of Pioneers. They're looking forward to play aggressive once they get some information. That is exactly what they were able to do. And now, everyone again, just look at that. Every single time they are playing together, they are guaranteeing that at least a trade will be coming in. They push towards A.
Now with less than 30 seconds left and the footsteps being heard, Third Impact rushing to try and meet Pioneers over on A. But the Pioneers, they're not committing to that. Instead, they're going to be backing out, looking towards the other side. Nerve taken down in the midsection. And with 10 seconds to work with, and be a dash over onto site to try and get this planted in time. Not going to have the time to plant. All they had to do was hide. That was going to be enough. Third Impact, stay alive in this for just a little longer.
Interesting way for Third Impact to win that round. Just hiding, just playing and for
Gotta
that
do what you
time
gotta
and
do.
I guess. I mean, you do what you gotta do to win a round, but still, though, looking tough, I'm sure that for the set of Pioneers, they're not going to make that mistake too many times. I don't even think we have the possibility to ever see that again from them, especially on this match. Right? Because Pioneers, they definitely want to get things over with.
Yeah, a little bit of time mismanagement, but no better time to get that out of your system than when you have a 9-round lead. That is for sure. Because as you said, it's not something that should be happening again, especially as this time they're going to be looking at playing a little bit more aggressively towards A. Will be somebody from Third Impact falling over an A short, but any push out onto site, the actual site, not going to go well for Pioneers. It's going to be just one left. 3v1 situation, Critical out by himself, does have the spike in hand, but already sci-fi over A short to be calling out that information that there's the rotation out.
Critical was the first player that we highlighted on this match early on that second round, and now has the potential to be highlighted again. Seems like we'll be planting that spike pretty comfortably as Third Impact has to make that rotation all the way to C again. In Critical and have some lineups to work with and have some positioning to work with.
At this point, though, might just be able to work with sheer gunpowder. Ooh, but unable to grab a kill right around the corner. At least not then. Gonna be putting this, though, to a 1v1 situation. Definitely has taken some heavy fire. The bait comes out. Critical is not gonna fall for it. Just holding and waiting. Is the time slowly running out? It's going to be putting a situation. There has to be making a move. Pops around the corner for the kill, but there's not going to be time. Pioneers, they've just done enough. 13-3.
They look very close, and that can really affect, you know, the confidence coming into a match like this one. And you can take some benefits here. I was gonna send this out of Third Impact, but immediately the first pick coming in, Nerve already getting taken down, and that control towards East side is to be happening pretty soon.
Especially, they're also taken down in that corner, and it's going to be this Sage Wall to try and to slow anybody popping in, but I don't know. I don't think you need to be slowing them too much at this point. It's only one left alive for Third Impact. We'll get 2 kills, though. We'll slow down the plant for at least a couple of minutes, but you still have 3 people to be taking down, and that is going to be Pioneers coming out on top in this pistol round.
The best agent for those pistol rounds gotta be that Reyna, and we definitely saw it coming in. The opening pick, the following kill, all under Thief that was able to connect and do a little bit more damage for the rest of the team to complete exactly what they needed to. And the confidence, I mean, it just shows every single time. This time around, though, spike on the floor in different positionings here and there for B and A into how Pioneers want to play this. Still pretty default, though.
Yeah, not wanting to push into anything too dangerous. We can see that there's going to be a Jet with a shorty on the other end. Critical popping around, though. It's going to be on the wrong side of that, though Thief will be able to at least to trade it out. But no wonder Pioneers wanting to go a little slower into this, not wanting to leave any window of opportunity for Third Impact to try and go for an upset.
Spike moving a little bit closer towards A, especially closer towards the Thief on the Reyna. Has a pretty difficult task here. On the side of Pioneers, they're trying to make some space on each one of the sides. You tell exactly where the Spike can go when Thief is going to win that duel. Has the Spectres to make it work. Puts the team into an advantage. Fourth is going to get another one. Can get the ace here. I don't think he knows, though.
I don't think he knows, but it's not gonna matter. Being able to just 180, grab that ace. I mean, we expect the Pioneers to be coming out on top in that round, but it's always nice to see Thief take it down with an ace.
I am the biggest fan of Reyna gameplay like this one. I am the biggest fan of Reyna in general, but when a Reyna is actually popping off for the team, is actually making a difference, especially in a composition where it can be a risk not having a Jet. But Thief is able to make it easy. Is always able to fill that role of being the top fragger, getting kills over and over again, and guaranteeing that the round is going to go pretty clean for Pioneers.
Definitely. And Pioneers going into this round, going to look at pushing up through Cat with the Spectres that they still have in hand and try to make a little bit of ground towards mid as well. We're going to be falling back, though. We're going to be caught out with the Trailblazer. As he remembers, third and back here. Going to be forced to be backing up through tree just this little bit as Thieves pops around that corner, grabs a kill, and the wall going to be going out as they try to be pushing out onto this site, though. But it's going to be a slaughter. And in the wake, only one member from each team left, and it's going to be Critical running away with Spike in hand all the way back over to B.
Sova versus Sova. We talked about the highlights for this agent throughout the entire day and what the players have been able to do with the agent more than anything else. But Critical has been highlighted before. Has 70 HP to work with. Has to take his duel carefully, gets spotted, and Evil will be taken down. Nothing else that can be done for third impact on the third round.
You can take it carefully or you can power peek it. And that was such a great way to take the fight. The recon bolt force, to either back up or to take the fight. And now Pioneers, that was third impact's buy up, and Pioneers took that away from them.
It's not the first time that we would see Pioneers taking away from the enemy, but the way that they're able to do it is the biggest highlight from them. They have so many different strategies that they're able to execute at such a high level that makes them one of the best teams that we've seen in winter camps. And the execution every single time seems to be perfect. The leader coming in, trying to blind a couple of the members of the enemy team before going in.
I love that wall just for that power angle over the Nebula here as the rest of the team pushes out onto the site. One's going to be going down. And at this point, Pioneers have the control. Other members of Third Impact all going to be stuck up in heaven. All pulled up together. Thief gets a little aggressive with it. Jumps on the box. A lot of damage being dealt. But it is going to be an even 4v4. Even if health says a lot otherwise.
Yeah, the health not really there for a set of Third Impact, especially for this Jet. Fighting to get something done before getting taken down, but that is not even a possibility, especially when JC Stania is online and ready to get the kills, especially through the Nebula. It's working out pretty well. Everything that can be expected for Pioneers has been working out the way that they wanted. And this last duel that has to be taken, the classics will be shining out. The most evil does get taken down, and is Gmob getting away with their lives on a 4-0 for Pioneers.
They're just starting to slowly snowball this again, but it was a save. And now Third Impact have the capability of buying up again, but things need to be happening sooner rather than later if they want to stop any snowballing potential from Pioneers. Because 4 rounds in a row, Econ, it's not the greatest, but it's definitely looking pretty good, and it's going to start to become unbearable pretty quickly. Recon Bolt, try and catch out a little bit of information of where people can be. It's going to be a spike on the ground towards A, and Pioneers playing it a little slower to see if anyone can be caught off guard.
Pretty good lead for Pioneers, so Third Impact, they have to be very, very careful on this defensive side on this round, especially to be able to stay alive. And we did already putting a challenge into how careful the defense wants to play. Is going to be the lockdown coming in. Trying to get taken. What was the lineup? I've never seen that. What? Wait, what was that? Just keep jumping. That's nice. That's nice, I guess. I'm gonna have to learn that one.
Real. But as themselves from that, collect ourselves a little bit. Sci-Fi with a fantastic 2 kills. Try and slow any push in coming in from Pioneers. And that is going to be a great round for Third Impact to do that in. You can't let Pioneers snowball too much, and they're trying to stop that momentum right about now.
I can't get over that. It just looks so funny, just jumping and taking down the lockdown. Yeah, I mean, the first round that we see Third Impact being able to take, and they absolutely needed it. They were craving for it for so long. Now having a Hunter's Fury to use, even to get some information or to deny a little bit of that control of the side of Pioneers, is looking forward to play a little bit more aggressive towards B.
Definitely not looking to be pushing up towards mid either, with Surge holding the other end. It will be towards P-Link though, and it'll be an Owl Drone to call out that there's at least one member over there not quite committing to a site, and I don't blame them. It's going to be Morg with an opening pick. He'll drive the Odin over in the classic spot. Owl Drone to catch out a little bit of World of Pain on the other end, but I don't think it might have caught out Surge. So that recombo definitely will now.
Spike down mid.
A 5-2-3 right now. The Pioneers have to take, but Eve is there to get that kill as soon as possible. Still very much winnable for the set of Pioneers. Still having those rifles to work with as that rotation takes place towards A. All of the members were towards B, but the Killjoy utility can be so difficult to deal with that this one might be a little bit better for them.
Yeah, Cosmic Divide goes down. It will try to get the high ground with the wall, but it's not going to be going too well. But still, with 30 seconds left, Pioneers have 30 seconds to try and work with here. A push through the wall, though. Can be trades on even side, and it's going to be JC standing now in this 2v1 situation. Third Impact looking to try and get their second round on the board here. And they have the utility make it happen as well. A lockdown coming out to push JC standing off of sight and gonna be going back into Wine Cellar. I'm gonna give them the room to be pushing on and try and get the angles out. Well,
There's a good utility that is going to try to do something here, but as he's saying, cannot get it done in time, so the defense will be coming in for Morg, connecting it as well to the rest of Third Impact, who have been trying, but now looking a little bit better into this map. It was the very early rounds going for Pioneers, which of course they're kind of meant to go their way with a pistol round with those Spectres. And it seems like on those rifles versus rifles, Third Impact is looking a little bit stronger, at least compared to what we saw from them on the first map.
yeah, definitely. And, you know, there's 2 rounds, but more importantly, they've stopped Pioneers for being able to consistently go with those full buys. Finally, the money situation, not the greatest on the board. It's not fully pistols, but it's not a full buy either. So Third Impact, a little bit of momentum to try make something happen.
It is not happening. I mean, the kills are coming in back and forth. Those classics getting the job done for Pioneers and Third Impact on this defensive positioning in different parts of the map. Just playing for that information, hoping to stay alive, hoping to get at least one before they get taken down.
At this point, even 3v3, the Third Impact has the guns. Critical, though, trying to find any little bit of information as Pioneers just look around, try and gauge where they might be able to go. Already, there's one on each site, but a little bit of leaning pressure towards A. The Astra still there as well, and they still have the utility to be working with as well. And this could be a dangerous push. Evil just on the other side, Odin in hand, not being able to connect the kill, at least the first one. Gives away the positioning, but it's going to be enough. 2 kills on the board, and at that point, it'll only be 1 left live. Third Impact able to be grabbing their 3rd round and bringing it closer to a tie. And this has been the closest that they've been matched with Pioneers so far in the series.
This is the closest, especially in those early stages, that Third Impact has been able to get compared to Pioneers, who towards the beginning and towards that on that first map they just got ahead and they continue getting ahead, and it seems like they never stop. But Third Impact playing this a little bit different, and I think we are even seeing more mistakes for Pioneers that Third Impact is able to capitalize off early into the round and then just build up for the scenario where they have everything to win this time around. It's not going to be an exception because already an operator kill will be starting off.
And that's just enough to be pushing Pioneers back. Back foot again. You're gonna be split up. Again, looking for picks. Spike still over on B side. Two of them just trying to bait any information out. As you know, JC Sandy will at least get a second lease at life.
Another chance here, but they have some information for this defensive team of what exactly is going on as a side of Pioneers and what side is going to be beneficial. We see always a default of some information happening early on, despite kind of going back and forth until it's oftentimes more than not towards A where the team decides to go after getting maybe one or two, but this time around, Pioneers haven't been getting anything.
Not yet, but 30 seconds left. They got to try and make something happen sooner rather than later. To push through the mid, the Nebula was able to hide them. But as the push comes to shove, it's going to be a slaughter of Pioneers members and only one critical in 1v5 situation. 10 seconds, there's absolutely nothing to work with. And Third Impact have done a fantastic job of tying up this game.
And the defense is going to win that one. Nerve taking another one, taking Nerve to the 3K for the round, and an even score, a 4-4, where Third Impact is figuring things out, is figuring out how to mess, especially with the economy of Pioneers, which, I mean, this time around, they don't really have a lot to work with. It's been some early picks. It's been just hiding in those corners. It's really come up to that for the defense of Third Impact to push the set of Pioneers to a situation where they're running out of time and they have to push those corners that Third Impact is holding.
Not only that, they've pushed them into a situation where, and again, their Egon's not looking good. Third Impact has tied this up, and Pioneers don't have the guns this time to try and regain that lead that they once had. But to make up for it, they're going to get a little cheeky with it. It's going to be a push up through mid. There's a Nebula in the way to be hiding Sci-Fi out from the other end, and it's going to be a wall as well to allow them a safe push into market if they so wish. But it's just going to be for a little bit of map control. That was gain, and they're going to be looking to be pushing up through tree room to A, but there's already been a little bit of a repositioning here, and no wall to be blocking that off this time. This could be a spotter, but not being able to find one. Sci-Fi is actually forced to back up.
So anything can happen here. So 4v4 as a Cosmic Divide as well coming in and making the top on the defense just have an extra difficulty to get any kills, especially with the operator is not going to get any value, and any peak is more likely to be slower than not really waiting for this wall to go down. As Bull on the other hand is going to get a pick, giving the opportunity for Surf to peek a little bit longer, but the wall is down, and just like that, the defuse will be coming in. Another round going the way of Third Impact, now 3 in a row.
Yeah, that was a close one, though, considering the eyes on the board. The Cosmic Divide bringing it into a 2v1 situation, and a very winnable situation as well for Pioneers. But now, they got the guns again, but it'll be about what change they could be making, because Third Impact, it's taken them some time. But I think they might have started to find their footing in this series.
It's a good thing that they're able to do it very early on, too, for the set of Third Impact, and to even potentially win the next one. There was not a lot of the economy, to be fair, for Pioneers in that round, so even though they were expecting to get a couple picks, the chances of winning it were not many. And now, a little bit more aggression coming through towards mid, putting the challenge for Pioneers that have been playing a little bit more passive, now wanting to get the picks to start it off.
Ooh, but it's going to be Zurge with that op over in the mid that will get that kill. Only good for the one out of the gate, though, and a re-peek is going to be critical to kill the Zurge to tie it up. The mid has not been a safe place for Pioneers to go so far. That is for sure. But Cat could potentially be a bit of a different story, but it's not going to be sneakily, at least. It's going to be a blinding light to at least call out the information that there's somebody there. But look at Nerve push all the way through. You're going to be able to grab 2 kills, shooting them right at the back of the head. 2v1 situation now. 1v1. We did looking at any chance to try and tie this up. It is going to be able to grab that very nice clutch. Not gonna let Third Impact get too far ahead of ya.
We did with the 3K and also shutting down what Nerf was doing on that catwalk. And nonetheless, I mean, Nerf had a pretty good discipline to not shoot right away, make sure that this player was able to get at least 2. And even though that happened this time around, it is Pioneers figuring things out, figuring out their way in, and all in the hands of We Did, who needed to step up a little bit more. And that is the way that you do it.
Definitely. And it's been a very strong showing, both teams so far, and Third Impact doing a great job of bringing this into a tied game, 2 away from the swap at this point. Both teams going to be vying to try and be in the lead going into that. It'll be a lockdown over on A to try and clear that out. But of course, the back of heaven is going to be clear, though the Owl Drone will call out that information, and it's going to be trapping everyone in the corner. Will get a nanostorm kill right off of that one.
The utility kill. It's pretty nice to see every once in a while. That is what killjoys are there for in a lot of scenarios. But 4 versus 3, where Pioneers are now getting ahead or figuring things out, like we saw them do on the last round. And now trying to get some picks before pushing into side, and B is going to be completely clear for them.
Going to be playing it slow and sure, just in case. And that is going to be giving Third Impact way to be rotating over more on site, being able to start trying to set up just a little bit to try and slow this down. A shock dart gone wrong. The other one just to clear out that sidewalk area. Or onto site, though, is not going to be able to make anything happen there. And it's only Nerve now. 4v1 situation. As Pioneers have the site and they have the plant.
Nerve trying to get something done, but immediately shot down by JC Stanny. As everyone, all the 4 members were in different positions for Pioneers to guarantee that round would go their favor. Still looking pretty close, and that was 5 rounds in a row that Third Impact was able to get, and then shot down and shutting down any possibilities for them to get a little bit more. So Pioneers have one more task at hand for this first half, and is doing it in as clean as possible, because he continues kind of suffering. I mean, they continue to suffer a couple losses early on, and they have even a couple ultimates to take advantage. That Cosmic Divide that I'm looking at from JC Stanny can be pretty good to take that side control.
Yeah, Third Impact, though, of course, they're going to do anything in their power to tie this up into the swap, and they have the Cosmic Divide at disposal as well. Neither team playing too aggressively into this, a little game of cat and mouse into this last round of the half. Just clearing out the common corners, making sure nobody's going to be catching them off by surprise.
A little bit more that has to be taking place before the information game, of course, comes back into being crucial to guarantee at least a 6-6. That is what Third Impact is hoping for. This is the last round on the first half, and no one is peeking any corners for Third Impact.
But now, there's 40 seconds left. Pioneers, they have to start making a move around the corner. Critical with the spray with the Odin is a move, but it's not the move that needed to happen. Critical is going to be paying with his life for that one. And now the team has to start getting together and make a move. The Cosmic Divide comes out, and JMO is able to grab a kill right before it does. Fantastic timing. Nerve trying to have a power angle behind the box, not going to be going well. And this is exactly the push that Pioneers needed out onto site. JMO, fantastic job of being able to fire through. As the spike goes down, there's only 2 members of Third Impact to try and gather together to make a push back, but it'd be a little too late.
Sheriff is going to take the life of We Did, and the turret not really working out the way that Mork wanted to. 2 members alive for the start of Third Impact. Can't get anything done, can get something done here, but it's gotta be sticking together. That is exactly what they're going to do. Good for one, but JMO there on top of the box, denying any other possibility. Getting 4 kills towards the end. Even that rest, because why not? That was the last round on that first half. Jumping into second and taking the lead into what could be their victory in the semifinals.
It was definitely a hard-fought battle to get into a lead position, but just a little bit of a lead and going to be able to play on the defensive now. And they do have some good tools for that. I'm specifically looking at Battle Stage over there, Amao. I mean, Amao's definitely been putting the work in on the attack. Don't get me wrong, but be interested to see if those barrier orbs are going to be a difficulty for Third Impact to overcome.
Of course, JMO is known to be an aggressive player, and that is not going to stop even playing the stage. But how much is going to affect the pistol round, where we've seen Thief more often than not getting some kills? The barrier immediately, at least, slowing down the momentum for the attacking team of Third Impact.
Ooh, and the shot on this site, JC Stanley is going to be falling. The team, though, he played on site hiding in the nebula. Not going to be going too well, though. And Third Impact, fantastic push out. It's all of a sudden in a situation where JMO's against the world, and not much is going to be coming out of that except for a flawless round for Third Impact.
The flawless coming in and getting a little bit done into the momentum building that can happen into the second half, right? It's so difficult. These two teams want to avoid that overtime as much as they can, but if that is what Third Impact has to do, then it must be done to guarantee the momentum, to guarantee the kills, and to guarantee the confidence that you can have into the players that are right now at the top of the board.
Cheeky around the corner, unable to quite get a kill off of that over in B main. But as there's stuff happening over there, it's going to be a push through market. Be grabbing hold of B site from a little bit of a different angle here. Critical though, managing to still grab a kill with the shorty, just running straight at Sci-Fi, but it might be the only kill in this round coming out for Pioneers. Third Impact, they have control of the site at this point. They have the spike down, and it's only JC Stanny, and it's gonna be stuck in the corner with the shorty.
With a shorty that might not get anything this round, cannot even get close enough to sight.
Here.
And should be a good one though for the side of Third Impact, making things even. And JC Stanley kind of just giving up, nothing that can be done. The shorty's not going to get anything, so should be a good one for Third Impact to take us to an even score, a 7-7 that we have right now. Now Pioneers, of course, buying those rifles, or of course buying a little bit more of those heavy shields to do the extra damage that they need to get ahead again.
I love that there was that one kill from just running at Sci-Fi with the shorty, but that's all you can do with the shorty is just play aggressive and go for someone. But no shorties now on the board. It's going to be the rifles, and it's going to be the Odin in hand of Critical to try and slow any push coming out from B main. But they're still managing to sneak by, at least for the moment. Gonna be caught up in the nebula. Nanoswarm on the other side gonna be slowing it down just for a second, but a spray through is gonna connect and take him down nonetheless. Nobody is getting through that on Critical's watch. But that wasn't the way the spike was going, though. Instead, it'll be a push out onto A. Thief hitting behind the nebula. We'll take one kill before the door gets closed, and that's going to be enough for Pioneers to be taking a huge advantage into this round. Only one left alive now. Wait to be seen. The 5v1 situation.
Morg, the last one remaining, cannot get anything done, and JMO will be taking Morg's life. Do a flawless for Pioneers, of course, being able to get ahead again. They do not want to have an even score with Third Impact, especially after the performance that Pioneers was able to have on the last map. It was incredibly dominant at 13-3, where now, even if it's Pioneers' map pick, it is looking extremely close for Third Impact, and so Pioneers have to shut that down immediately and get this victory over with.
Yeah, definitely. But now it's even footing for buys on both teams here. So this is where the impact can be made. Pioneers pushing up aggressively through A, but Red Impact not going to fall for that. Instead, falling off. It'll be a broken alarm bot over in mid to give away the information that at least one is on the other side. And the Trailblazer try and get a little bit of that information back. Weeded will stay undetected over in market, but Critical will be called out and is going to be paying for his life with that one.
With his live, the worst thing that can happen here, and Wit able to be good for one after knowing exactly how close this guy is going to be after hearing that guiding light. So a little bit of calm before the storm takes place. It's positioning where everyone on this attacking side was across the map, now getting a little bit closer to each other, trying to execute towards A.
Deep. Hold up through hell. Just Jumpy can get a little bit of information. I think he got it right before that nebula went up.
30 seconds
and now,
left.
less than 30 seconds left. Red Impact have to be starting to push and making move. And with the recon bolt coming out, it'll be pushed onto site. Demo in the corner, though, is only going to be good for one, but traded out with Thief to try and slow Third Impact down by any means. Shock Dart in the corner will deal some damage, but it's not going to be enough. And with that, another Shock Dart around the corner will give Thief not one, but 2 more kills to be closing that round out.
3K for Thief, and it is one of the players that I saw coming up on top towards the beginning, getting multiple kills in a row, then kind of slowing down, but not in a bad way, but in a way that everyone in the team was looking pretty even. And now, knowing exactly when he needs to be highlighted again, having an Empress to use for that next round, and continuing to allow the side of Pioneers to get ahead.
Definitely, and Pioneers not only getting ahead, but forcing Third Impact onto a Sheriff round. Critical looking to be locking down this V-Mate and doing it in such a fantastic fashion. We're already taking out, and it's going to be a lot of damage onto another member of Third Impact there. And Third Impact already 1 member taken out, and just looking to see if any momentum gained elsewhere. JC Sandy going to be backing up into tree, not going to let Nerve take a close angle fight, and already 2 members of Third Impact falling.
Blade Storm being used by Sturgs, trying to get something here, but no one's going to be peeking those corners. No one's going to peek towards those aggressors that are looking forward to go in all at once, but getting slowed down by every single utility in the game. Has to play a little bit more passive, and they already don't have the numbers to work with.
Not at all. It's about anybody that they can take down from Pioneers at this point. Try and get a gun. Try and push back in any way, shape, or form. But this time, everybody from back just got up in the one same place. And Pioneers being able to rotate over will be able to take them out in a flawless fashion. And, you know, it's been a really close game so far. And Pioneers took an early lead, but they're looking to get this lead back. And it's going to be in a 10-7 fashion.
Double digits going on for Pioneers, and still having so much potential to continue rotating those ultimates. Critical, super close to getting the Hunter's Fury. As I continue, I mean, out of every single ultimate, out of most ultimates that we see, that is the one that can take the most control of space or can shut down a couple of those abilities, especially that lockdown on the enemy team. So Pioneers looking pretty comfortable, even grabbing that orb for the team and continuing to get just a little bit more.
Point. Couple members, Third Impact, testing outside of A. Test the waters. But Pioneers just playing it slow. Just holding. This isn't a team to start playing too aggressive, make anything too risky. At least not now when they have this lead. We get Aldrone to catch out that tree. There is somebody waiting over there. Not too much a surprise, though. But no momentum's been gained for either team at this point.
Attacking team is just going to play for that information, but they always have difficulty going in properly just because there's so many utility and so many abilities that can be used against them. So the rotation will be taking place towards B, as it is going to be the preferred site this time around, and the Seekers will be coming out as well.
The Seekers JMO tries to be backing up and will do so safely to be holding out in the back of sight as the rest of third impact tries to be pushing on, but things are not going well for them whatsoever. Any push through absolutely denied. And with 15 seconds left on the clock, it's only going to be Nerve now. No spike in hand, 4v1 situation. Things are becoming more and more dire. 2 kills coming out from Nerve, but there's 2 more to be had. And with that, Pioneers are now 1 away from match point in the second map of the series.
The defense is just so good for Pioneers. It is absolutely insane. Once they have the economy to buy that utility, they look unstoppable because they keep that Killjoy utility towards B, and towards A you're gonna have the Astra utility, and you're gonna have this low orb coming in for the Sage once in a while. So it's just going into side seems like an impossible mission. And the thing though is that third impact is not even peeking, it's not even looking to go towards mid.
An aggressive push up from Pioneers this time around. They've been playing this slow, so passive, and going to be switching it up, and it's going to be to great success. All of a sudden, there's still so much time in this round, and there's only 2 left alive for third impact. Trying to scramble together, trying to fish anything out of their back pocket here. But maybe a little too late. Pioneers, they're feeling good, they're feeling confident, and they're going hunting with that. Morg gonna be making himself known, Guardian in hand, top of mid. At this point is a 4v1 situation, and look at the team over in mid. They are chasing.
Morg, pretty much a lurker for third impact. We saw last map, we see it again, able to get a couple kills here, but there's only so much that you can get if your location has been revealed. And if you are the last member alive, nothing else that can be done. Third impact on that one. Hoping to get a couple kills, and we're able to do only that and just that because Pioneers are on match point. They need 1 more to go, and they continue having an unbreakable defense.
Yeah, their defense has been so strong, whether they're playing it slow and passive or whether they just go all out aggressive like we saw last round. They are having the time of their lives over on the defensive end. And now on match point here, and it's going to be third impact playing for their tournament life at this point. Try to do anything in their power to be taking this to a map 3. They're going to be doing that over on A. The lockdown is coming out. Both to try and get that little bit of information combined. And Hunter's Fury was running away, trying to hold on to his life, is going to be doing so, but still is going to be making all the way, all the impact, the third impact, to at least get onto this site and get 2 opening picks onto Pioneers.
One last potential here, and this fight trying to get planted for Critical is going to be there. Zerg does get eliminated by Critical with the Odin. Just being completely surrounded, it seems like that is how the defense wants to approach this post-plant scenario where things can get pretty difficult, but the numbers are not really there for Pioneers.
Not, and what Nerve has is this power angle, being able to go for that flank.
Critical.
But Critical! We're looking the other way, and Critical just grabs this Odin and slaughters the rest of third impact. Any hope that they had staying alive in this tournament to put Pioneers in a 13-7 victory. I cannot believe what we just saw in that one.